Hey, this is Hinesh from CAROBOT, and this is part 2 of your bedroom alarm system project. In this video, we'll be learning how to use your ultrasonic sensor to detect objects that move in front of it. Before we begin, make sure you have CAROBOT and the Swiss cheese library installed and ready to go on your computer. A link to a video explaining how to download CAROBOT will be provided in the description below. The first step is to grab your USB cable and insert it into the USB port of your computer. If this isn't done, CAROBOT won't be able to compile and upload programs onto your board. Open up Arduino IDE and first go to File, Save As, and name your file bedroom_alarm. Then go to Tools, check to see if your board has been properly connected to Arduino Uno, and then see if your port has been correctly connected to your USB port. Then click CAROBOT-EDU 1.0 to open up the program builder. The ultrasonic sensor measures distance in centimeters. To test that it works, I'll be using this ruler and the serial monitor on CAROBOT to show that distances are being accurately measured. The serial monitor is a window that can be opened in CAROBOT that allows your Swiss cheese to communicate with your computer. You can open it by going at the top here, and on the right click Serial Monitor. Basically, by using the serial monitor, you can program your board to send messages to your computer that contain information about your buttons and sensors using variables. We will be using the serial monitor to display the distance of objects from the sensor onto your computer. In the last video, we covered that the ultrasonic sensor uses the speed of sound and the time it takes to receive the reflected echo wave to calculate distance. This value is always changing, and in order for us to make use of the values calculated by the sensor, we'll have to create a variable. To understand what a variable is, let's think of a variable as a storage box you use when you're moving out, and let's name this box numbers. This box is small, so you can only fit in one number at a time. When you put the number 10 in, you know that the box numbers contains the number 10. Let's say you want to throw this number out and then put in the number 17 instead. Now you know that in this storage box, the value 17 is contained in the box numbers. The variables used to store the sensor values work in the same way, except this box is called distance. When an object is 10 centimeters away from the sensor, the value 10 is stored in the box. When an object is 17 centimeters away, the value 17 is stored in the box. This keeps updating as objects move closer and further away from the sensor. Now that we understand what a variable is, and we have our ultrasonic sensor connected as shown in the last video, we can head into CAROBOT. First, we'll want to delete this loop block here, so we'll right click and click delete block. Then we'll go into control and grab this program block here. This will be useful for the later videos to come. Next, we'll want to go into CAROBOT and Swiss cheese and scroll down till we find the ultrasonic sensor block, and we'll place that. Since we know that this only creates values, we'll need to create an integer variable. So we'll go into variable and constants. We'll grab this set integer variable block and we'll place that. Next, we'll rename this block distance. Click enter. And the next thing we want to do is grab this little 0 value, right click, delete, and place the ultrasonic sensor block in the notch. Therefore, the ultrasonic sensor values have been placed in the value notch, so the values from the sensor will be placed into the variable distance. The next thing we want to do is place this entire thing in the loop. And then for output and input, from the last video, we know that the echo connection has been connected to input 0, and the trigger connection has been connected to output 0. This is already set by default, so we can leave it as it is. Next, to get your board to communicate with your computer and display messages of the distance from the sensor, we'll need to add a serial print to the program. To do this, go into the communication bin and grab the serial print block. Next, go back into that bin and grab the glue with the sharp angle notch and place that right beside the message. And finally, go into variable and constants, and you'll need to grab this integer block. Next, we'll have to rename this integer the value we want displayed, so distance. Click enter, and then we can change what the message will be displayed on our serial monitor. So we'll double click that and we'll type distance again. click enter. Then just grab this block, place it in, hit upload, and after it's finished uploading, we can head back into CAROBOT and open up the serial monitor. Now we're ready to see if the sensor works or not. Grabbing our ruler and an object to place in front of the sensor, if we place it 10 centimeters in front of it, if we go ahead and look at our serial monitor, we can see that the output is 10 centimeters. Then, if we go ahead and move our object 17 centimeters away, and then check the serial monitor, we can see that the distance output is 17 centimeters. Therefore, we know that the sensor is accurately measuring distance. Now that we know how to properly utilize the ultrasonic sensor, in the next video we can go over the conditions to turn your alarm on. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out the next video.